evening. Welcome back to my channel. Shout out to all my newest subscribers. I did get a few. Thank you very much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. But this video is actually going to be my labor and delivery video. I'm finally doing it. I actually have put it off because I was pushing out so many other videos that, I wanted to put up. But I'm finally doing this one. So I actually wanted to compare my first labor and delivery to the one I just recently had. I just recently had my son in December of 2020. And my daughter, she's now 4. I had her back in August of 2016. I'm just going to say right now that with both of them, I wanted to do all natural, drug-free. But with my daughter, I actually ended up having to get an epidural. I did get to 8.5 centimeters with her, but because of the excruciating pain that I was in, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is very painful. And I just didn't know the level of pain, that I was going to feel. So with her, got to 8.5 centimeters, and because of the pain, I just wanted to lay there. And with laboring, you really want to move around as much as you can. And I was just like, no, I'm laying here. I don't want to do anything else. I'm in pain. So they basically gave me the option of the epidural or a C-section. And the C-section was off the table. I was like, I'm not doing a C-section. No. So let's just do this epidural. And I was so sad because I really didn't want to do that. But I ended up doing it. And every time I could kind of see me having a contraction on a little monitor, I would try to wiggle my body just to get her to turn, because the only reason why I really had to get the epidural was because she was in the wrong position, which was like the OP position. So there's like different positions that they can be in, there's like breached positions, there's OP positions, and I think there's like another, there's a few other ones. But yeah, she was like in the OP position. And so I got her to move, and then 23 hours later, she was here. So, yeah, that was, and with her, I took all like the little Lamaze, they weren't Lamaze classes, but they're basically classes to help prepare me for, becoming a mom. And Scott was there, and I think that was the real big difference between that pregnancy and this my recent pregnancy, was the fact that you were able to have your partner for everything, for every step of the way, and Scott wasn't really able to be with me for everything, which really sucked, honestly. But yeah, with my son, who I had in December of 2020, I actually was able to do it all natural, drug-free, which I'm so proud of myself for doing. Actually, it was tough. I'll tell you guys that it was tough and it was painful. But I think going into it, having the mindset and knowing that it's going to be painful, that mindset alone, I feel like that really helped me. But yeah, I actually did a little clip in a video, which I'll put the little picture up here, showing you guys that, I think I was telling you guys that I think I'm contracting, and I was contracting that morning, because the day before, which was December 1st, I went to go see my doctor, and I don't know what he did, but by the time I got home that night, I was actually starting to feel, a little bit of pain in my uterus, kind of like cramps, like menstrual cramps, but not, not too intense. So by, I think it was like 3 in the morning, I could actually feel what really felt like menstrual cramps. But, whatever. I ended up going back to sleep. I woke up at 6, and I could feel it more intense. I could feel more intense, menstrual cramps, like cramping or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, I think I'm starting to contract, but I'm not sure. Went back to sleep. And then I think it was around like 8 or 9, which was when I did that clip in that video. And that's when I could really feel, you know, the cramping, the pain. And it actually woke me up from my sleep. So, yeah, I was basically laboring all day long, but I was actually doing things around the house to kind of keep my mind off of it. So, by the time it was like 12, I could really feel the pain. I was like, okay, I'm really contracting now. So I called Scott and I was like, you gotta come home because I'm starting to really feel the pain now. You know, he was at work and everything, so yeah. And then when I was getting into the shower, he was actually walking through the door. And when I was in the shower, I think that was when my contractions were about 5 minutes apart. And that's when, you know, my doctor had actually recommended to go to the hospital is when your contractions are 5 minutes apart. But I was like, no, I want to take a shower. Like, I don't want to go to the hospital with hairy legs. Like, that was literally my thought. In the middle of contracting, yes, my thought was that I didn't want to have hairy legs going into the hospital. So since he was coming, you know, he was actually coming into the bathroom, and so he helped me shave my legs, which, thank you for that. That actually was very helpful for me because I was contracting and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like, the pain was really getting bad. So I get out of the shower and I call my mom, and it was about 1 something. And I tell my mom, I'm like, Ma, you gotta come get, or you gotta come watch, you know, Genevieve for me because, you know, it's time. So by the time my mom gets here, you know, I'm really starting to feel the contractions more. So I decided to time them, and I was 3 minutes apart. Like, they were literally 3 minutes apart, you guys. So I actually wanted to wait at home until my water broke. I wanted to do that with both of them, but with both of them, my water didn't break. So, which I'm actually glad it didn't break with my son, because I probably would have had him on the way to the hospital. No, yeah. So we get to the hospital, we're doing the registry and all of that. And of course, you can't have your partner with you during all of that because of everything else that's going on in the world. So they're sitting there asking me all of these questions, and I was just, at that point, I was really annoyed because I'm like, I'm really contracting here, and I don't feel like talking to you guys. That was basically my mindset. I don't feel like talking to you. But whatever, that was a part of the protocol. It's what they have to do. And so they finally let me go back to the labor room, which of course couldn't have your partner there either. So the nurse like takes my blood pressure and she tells me that it was elevated, and that just made me feel even more emotional, you know, because I'm like, I don't have my partner. I have to, you know, be back here and I'm contracting. I don't know what's going on. And then now my blood pressure is high. And so that really made me sad. Like, I actually started crying, and she was like, I hope you're not crying because of your blood pressure, you know. I mean, and it wasn't really because of that. It really was because, like, I wanted my partner there. Who doesn't? Like, that's why I said, like, this one was completely different compared to my first one when we were having Genevieve, because he was there for everything, you know. This time he really had to miss out on so many things, you know. So when I was back there, they started asking me some more damn questions. And then I finally, you know, she finally does, like, puts the monitor on my belly and everything. And then she's like, well, let me check how far long you're dilated or whatever. So she does that. And then she's like, honey, you're fully dilated. And I was like, what? Like, let's get this, like, let's go do this now. You know, I was very excited at that point. Like, I mean, I wasn't excited. Okay, I was still in pain, but I was like happy that I didn't have to wait back there without my partner anymore, because you can have your partner in the delivery room. And so they wheeled me into the delivery room or whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, you're fully dilated. We can feel like the little water sac or whatever it's called. And by that point, they're like, how would you feel if we have the doctor come back and break your water? Which for both of my pregnancies, they had to break my water for me. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, go ahead. Let's do this. Let's get this over with. Like, let's get the process going already. You know, I was just like, I want to like get him out because I was just in, you know, of course, the pain was excruciating at this point. I mean, when you're 10 centimeters, you can really feel, you know, everything. And so he comes back there, pops my water, and then my nurse, the wonderful woman she was so helpful during this process because, like I said, when you're in labor, you really want to like move around, but you also want to stay calm. Like, you have to stay relaxed because the more tense you get, the more you like tense up, the worse it is. Like, literally, the worse it is. So she was really helping me stay calm. And of course Scott was there, you know, he was helping me as well, but I was really just like tearing his hand up. Like, I was cracking knuckles, squeezing it. I mean, I was just like, you don't have to feel the pain I gotta feel. You'll be fine. You know, it's like one of those things, you'll be fine. But yeah, so she was really helping me with that. But she didn't stay that long because her shift was almost over. So the other nurse, she was like, how about or she was actually asking me if I would like to do it in the kneeling position because since I had the epidural with my daughter, I didn't really know how or where to like push. So they're basically telling me that I was pushing from my face and not from my lower area. And so she suggested kneeling, which I'll put a picture up here to show you guys exactly how I was. And that position, you guys, was the best position. So if a doctor ever recommends it for you, do it. Because the second I got into that position, man, I felt everything. I felt how, where, when, what to push. And it was, it was painful, but I felt like I got it over with quickly. It like, literally, I think I was like in labor for like 10 minutes. Like, or not labor, but, you know, delivering for like 10 minutes. Because if you guys have ever seen that movie Knocked Up, how she's screaming at the end of that movie, girl, that was me. I swear, like Scott was saying, I hit like another octave. He's like, you were yelling and then you hit like another octave. And it was just like so loud. And like, it was like really loud to the point where like my doctor, he was like out at the receptionist desk, and he said he came running back in because he heard yelling, of course. And he knew that, you know, I was obviously delivering my son. And so he helped, you know, pull him out and everything. So yeah, I did that one all natural. I felt everything. And he's here, drug-free. I mean, and that was like the best option for me. Like I said, I wanted to do that with both of my kids, but with my daughter, like I said, I didn't know how the pain was going to be. And I honestly wish I could have done them both all natural, because from my first, I actually have like pain that's in my back from the epidural, like literally the same exact spot where, because there's like a distinct feeling when you get epidural, and it hurts like shit, okay? Epidural hurts, okay? So but yeah, there's a feeling that you feel in your back. Obviously it's in your spine, and it hurts. And I still can feel that same kind of feeling, especially if I'm doing something like excessive, like working out or back exercises or just something like that. I can still kind of feel that pain. And I actually went to go see a back specialist, and she had told me that they actually stuck me in the wrong spot. I think it was like too low or too high. I think it was like too low or something like that. So yeah, that's exactly why I didn't want to get it, because if they messed up, then you're messed up. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's what like really sucks now, that I have to live with that. So I do try to do what I can, but you know, at the end of the day, it is your back, it is your spine, and you got to be careful. And your anesthesiologist should really know what they're doing, but I don't know. I don't know what happened there. So yeah, if you can, prepare yourself, read, do so much research. There's things on Pinterest that you can check out. I actually did that because I actually got myself like an exercise ball. I was gonna have like essential oils and all these different kind of things to really help me, but it was literally a course of 3 hours. I got there at 2. He was here at 5:09 p.m. So it really didn't take that long. So if you can, hold out as long as you can and really just do your research. That's what I did. And like I said, I went in there with the mindset knowing how excruciating the pain was going to be off the top. So that's what really, really helped me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story. That's all. I don't know, I really wanted to do this video, and I'm glad. Well, I hope this kind of helps somebody in some type of way. I really hope it made some sort of sense. I tried to, I tried to remember as much as I could. I really can't remember too much from my first labor because obviously that was like 4 years ago. So, yeah. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video and subscribe. It's free. And like, and for any mommies out there, if you're going through it, if you want to do it, comment below, and I always comment back. So yeah, that's it. Bye.